All right. Let's just kind of go quick through. Does anyone have anything? I know it's been a really long time since we did this. Anyone have anything on their heart? Anything like they're talking with someone, they want to work through something? Anything?
I have a few conversations going right now with, oh, sorry, hold on. It's cold in my house. I'm trying to turn my heater up from my phone.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah, I just walked out of my office and the heater hasn't been on. Well, I don't know, probably since like Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so we're just like coordinating, trying to get a time to talk on the phone is the next thing. I'm like, I gave some options and she's looking. It's like my network is all over the US, which is great, but it's also hard when it's like
Time
3 hour time difference and trying to find something, but
right.
And then sorry, I'll let somebody else go. I'll get my thoughts together.
You're good. Does anyone else have anything? Any like they're talking to someone and they're not sure what to say, or they're trying to put up they've got some kind of block, or they just want to vent?
I have a gal that is already a customer. It's one of Nancy's that followed up on, and she just doesn't eat any vegetables, and so I don't know how much progress I'm going to make, helping her when, yeah, like that's her problem. So she's going to try to do the 2 slims a day to try to be getting more fiber in her, and so hopefully that helps. So
is the big hiccup fiber? Or
I think it is. Because her complaint right now is with her bowel movement consistency, and regularity isn't there yet.
So she's not going enough.
Yeah. Okay. And not complete enough. So
okay. Yeah. Is she, how much BioCleanse is she on?
She was doing she's doing 2.
I would put BioCleanse if she's not going every day. Another thing would be greens.
Okay. Yeah, budget is also a big concern of hers, which is why she's not eating many vegetables, because she says they go bad. So let's just pray for her then. See if we can, yeah.
Oh, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would up her BioCleanse and tell her to eat some nuts or beans or high fibrous foods.
Yeah, I tried. So she's very set on healthy choices. Egg bites is what she lives off of. So yeah. And bananas.
Apple? Can we have an apple maybe?
I asked about that, switching to an apple, and she said she had burned herself out on those, but maybe she'll work that in.
What about like some peanut butter on an apple or a banana?
I'll see. I'm going to be checking in with her again. So, but that's about all.
Like fiber foods.
Yeah. Back to childhood, peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yes.
My boys love that.
Who doesn't love
I'm
peanut
sitting
butter
here
and
like and drizzle some honey on there.
So, but as for conversations, I had one gal who said that, thank you for the information and that she'll get back to me. I've been talking with her since December. She said, that she'll let me know if she changes her mind, pretty much saying that not right now. And then I went, back with like, what are your reservations? So she didn't reply, but still.
I really like how Brooke phrases it too. And this is what I've been using. I actually haven't used it much, but I honestly am not in a lot of conversations to use it since I really got turned on to it. But is there something here that's missing? I really
yeah.
like that.
Yes, I need to write that down. Yes, I've heard that before, and Hey, but I sent another question. I didn't just like, say, okay, just let me know.
Yeah, no, that I love
So
that you, no,
progress.
that was good. I was just thinking of that's is something, is
Is
there
there
something
something
here that's
missing?
missing? And using it as
Yeah,
I'm just curious, is there something here that's
yeah.
missing that you're, that
More,
you're,
and that's a little bit more gentle asking,
Mhm.
the same question, but just in a more gentle way. So I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Mhm.
Anyone have anything else?
There, I have to unmute myself again. So I got one gal that, well, Joy's been talking with her too. And she had said, because in getting her signed up, somehow with me helping her through it, I screwed up and she ended up not being subscribed, having a subscription.
Right.
So I was like, okay, well, we'll get together and we'll get that together for you and everything like that. Well, she's had some issues where her landlord went into her home and stole $1,700 from her, plus a bunch of various other items. So I was like,
Oh my.
yeah, she has since moved out of there.
Oh, good.
And so, yeah. But it's like, okay, well, I'm like, well, I don't want to go toward that and during that time, because it's like, okay, you just had $1,700 in cash plus a bunch of other expensive items stolen from you. I'm not going to say, hey, let's put your order in. That wouldn't be cool. So I'm trying to do some being compassionate with that and everything as well. Well, then I had talked to her last night. I was able to talk to her a little bit last night, and she was she had some concerns about the fact that, well, she's like, because I was checking up on her, how are you doing with it, blah blah blah. She's like, well, I lost 5 pounds over the month, last month. She goes, but she goes, it's all water weight. I'm like, well, to
Why
my
does
knowledge,
I would then say, why, I'm just curious
Are
why
you dehydrated? Yeah. Are you dehydrated? She's a nurse. Sorry, I'm interrupting because I've been, because she's been texting me a little bit or messaging me, and I'm trying to schedule a Zoom for us to set things up. But I reinforced that weight loss. She didn't bring up water weight with me, but weight loss is not the top priority of healing. And with her PCOS, her hormone balance, I mean, 5 pounds with PCOS is, and her working night shifts is huge. Yeah. So, but Michelle, go ahead.
Working nights isn't the easiest as far as your diet and stuff, because a lot of times you do snack, and I am very guilty of that.
It's hard.
I had gotten a thingy of Cheez-Its because I was like, oh, that looks really good. But then as I was eating them, I was just like, ugh. I'm like, these are like really greasy and just.
Hey, that's a post, Crystal. That's your next post.
I was just like, yeah, these don't taste like they used to. They're not as good as they used to be. I'm like, well, that kind of sucks because I used to really like them.
Okay, two things. I'm not trying to interrupt you. You need a post about that. And then the second one is, who do you work with that has snack issues, eats like crap, or craving issues? And you can just message them and say, oh my gosh, I can't eat. I have to tell you what happened. I don't even like Cheez-Its anymore.
Now they would know something was definitely up if I turned around and said I don't like chocolate anymore.
I'm almost wondering if I'm going that direction. I'm like, it just keeps getting darker and darker and darker. And now I'm also like, I don't need it today. I still like me some like real good quality dark chocolate, but I cannot do like a Reese's. I taste the cheap. Like it just tastes cheap and disgusting to me. And that used to be like my fave. Now I'm like, gross. But no, I'm
So-
dead serious. I would like loop back with anyone. You're not like, hey, you need to buy this because I don't crave Cheez-Its anymore. You're just dropping in like, hey, I know you had issues with, I know you struggle with snacking all night at work like I do. This blows my mind. I wanted Cheez-Its and then I ate them and I was like, I don't like Cheez-Its anymore. It's crazy. And you can just leave it at that. You're just dropping more things where they're like, oh shit, I do eat a lot of crap and I should probably stop eating Cheez-Its. And she didn't do anything and she doesn't want Cheez-Its anymore. Go ahead. You can finish your story.
But
Maybe. I might interrupt again.
she did not. She did bring up, she did mention one thing. I mean, she had said that she was kind of burnt out with like the meal supplements with the shakes. And I tried bringing up some different ideas of things to mix in with it. Like I'll put my collagen in with it, greens. I'll put like
I just dropped a giant recipe book in one of our chats.
zucchini,
Well,
spinach.
and Crystal, with her, we, keeping her, even if just on the triplex products to help her hormones
She doesn't
and blood
need.
sugars get stabilized. Yeah, and so again, I'm hoping I can get her on a Zoom so that we can talk and tell her like it wasn't water weight. You're not dehydrated. Hello, you're a nurse. You know
If
these
it was
things.
water weight, she would have gained it all back like that. Like,
And also, yeah, we hold on to extras, everything, and water adds to our extra poofiness when we're inflamed. So and I'd ask her, I'm not that good of friends with her, but I'd ask her, I'm like, do you always downplay little successes that you have or discount little successes, little wins? Because that's what she's doing. She's saying it doesn't count when it does. It is a win.
And then the one other thing that you had mentioned was taking advantage of the money back guarantee. So I was
because she's talked herself and she's talked herself that 5 pounds wasn't really any weight, and
no, that it was
so
water weight.
Yeah. So all I've gotten from her is, I brought up, do you still have product left? What are you doing? And, and trying to get, like I said, get that appointment with her to help keep her on track. It sounds like, I imagine she probably has a habit of doing this with other programs.
So, that's just one thing. And I need to schedule a time. Well, yeah, you're trying to get the Zoom meeting and everything like that with her. But maybe, breaking it down. So, because I know she was going after like several things at once. It's kind of okay, breaking it down to, okay, well, let's concentrate on this first. And
she needs to concentrate on her PCOS. And because the weight's not going to budge with that inflamed.
When you
it already did.
Well, a lot of the stuff, it's like if you concentrate. Me, my thing was I was concentrating on my pain, on my chronic pain. But in the process of that, I added more. I had added other products to it too. But in the process, over the year that I've been taking, and I have hit my year mark, it was this month, on taking Plexus, I lost 10 pounds without trying. I do eat healthier. I still eat crap here and there, but not nearly as much as I used to. I don't drink the Mountain Dew anymore. I don't drink the energy drinks anymore. So, but there's other things that, I concentrated on this, but as a result of doing that and getting my gut healthier, I got these other benefits as well from it that I wasn't even looking really for. So.
Yep. Something, is it Mary? Is that her name? Is that who we're talking about? Is that right? Yeah.
Marianne.
Marianne. You might think that this is a little crazy when she's already talking about getting her money back, but I would bringing people with her and say, you're about to quit on yourself and you are discounting your hard-earned £5 because you don't have someone holding you accountable. I see people fall off all the time because they don't have the accountability getting started with them. Who is going to be your buddy to do this with you? So we take the £5 we got last month and we add another £5 to it this month, and another £5 the next month, and another £5 the next month. If you lose £5 every month this year, you're going to be down 60 pounds at the end of the year. In a year. Do you think it's worth to keep going for that?
Just imagine where you'll be.
Just imagine
how that feel. Imagine how that feel 60 pounds less in a year from now.
Mm-hmm. And then you can ask, how would that feel?
And I think she's probably, you know, because we haven't had the good conversations, haven't been able to get her. And I didn't, you know, thank you for sharing about that landlord having to move thing. That explains a lot too.
Part of the reason so I said get her some buddies too was so she can afford the products.
Yeah. Well, but she might be imagining that she needs to reorder that same amount every single month, and that's not it. And so yeah.
I don't know what
we need to get her on a meeting.
I would look at keeping it simple with the triplex and the reset, because the pico, the reset's going to help with her picos too.
Yeah.
If she can.
Yeah, she got way more than that her first order. So yeah.
Huh?
She got way more than that her first order. So
okay. So yeah, if you know,
definitely trim it down.
If a trim down is $200, she's going to think she's getting a hell of a deal. That's actually something Brooke was talking about the other day. It was like, if you start people on a $300 pack and their follow-up months are going to be $200, they're going to think they're getting a hell of a deal. They're going to be saving money. If you start them on like the smaller packs at $120 and the follow-up month they're paying $140, they're going to think it's expensive. So that's another reason why we want bigger, like add-on. If they're freaking out at $120 their first month, what do you think they're going to do their second month?
Yeah, mine started out at like 100 and something. Now I'm up to.
So did mine.
Yeah,
mine's like 500 now.
Yeah, we're all there, Crystal. But it's but it feels good, and it's.
I changed mine around though too. It's my orders are not exactly the same like every single month.
Oh,
I change it around. It's like, oh, I have excess of this.
It's because my husband has no consistency at all.
I have no idea how I ended up with so much bio cleanse and
send me a bottle. I'll pay you.
And I'm like, how did I get so much of this? So I'm like, okay, well, I'll quit ordering that for a while.
See, I did that with Hydrate. I had a stockpile of Hydrate, and then I went to leave for the retreat, and like, we have 0 Hydrate. Like, where did it go? I'm still trying to figure. I'm like, there was more somewhere.
I wish they would make all the bags 30 pieces a bag. Just charge me more and give me 30.
Yeah.
I don't know. I understand marketing and all this stuff, but I'm like, give me enough for a month.
They do it because of active. Because you can interchange Hydrate and active, and Hydrate's cheaper. So with the active, you just buy 2 bags for a full month, right? But the Hydrate, because it's less expensive, you can't do 15 in a bag. So that's why they do that. Okay. Yes.
Well, just real quick. So Crystal, so somehow we just need to get her on a meeting, you know, a Zoom somehow to love on her and encourage her not, you know, that this next order is not going to be like it was, because obviously losing $1,700 cash is a stress, and help her focus on herself again, you know, through this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So the link, I sent her a link, as was the last thing, and she asked what it was. I'm like, this is a link to my calendar to schedule something. So yeah, that was, I think, last night. And then you must have took over talking to her because she went silent. So
Yeah, that's next up. Does anyone have
Okay.
anything else real quick? Okay, cool. So something I was gonna talk about at the retreat, but we didn't really cover. So you know how you guys were like writing down your dreams and what you want and all of that kind of stuff. So as you guys were doing that, you guys were writing on your dreams. I was writing my list of like things that I want. And it's so funny. And as I'm writing this list, I was literally describing myself before I started the products. I was literally writing, I want to find women that are, and I'm not kidding you, I describe myself. And it's so funny because they teach that your best customer is you when you started. That's who our best customer is going to be. That's who we're always looking for, is literally us when we started. And it was so funny as I was like writing this all down, all of a sudden I look at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I literally just said I want myself. I'm looking for myself 7 years ago. So when it comes to what we share, what we post, how we talk, you really want to put yourself in that person's shoes. What is going to speak to the me that started 7 years ago? What conversation does the me that started 7 years ago need to have? How does that person need to be loved on? Because the me 7 years ago needed a whole freaking lot of love and uplifting and support and hope. Like that's like I always go like, I was pretty freaking hopeless. I had some little glistening hope, like that, like just the thought of plexus and how it could heal me gave me so much hope. You guys also know that I started all on my own. I had no support system. Like when I ordered, I've just ordered. And like a month later, Audrey showed up in my DMs like, hey, sister, I'm your plexus lady. I'm like, huh?
The fact that you're still around, Michelle, is huge because for real.
So Audrey, like I have like my upline, Audrey, like she brought me in, like she's incredible. I love her. I have a great relationship with her and like the rest of the team, but they all fell off years ago because they have been with Plexus for so long and they just stopped. You know, you get burnt out once you don't see the success that you're trying to find for 10 whatever years that they were pushing for it. So like, but I went on to plexusworldwide.com and I just ordered. No one supported me. No one had that conversation with me. I just was like, yep, done.
Yeah.
So with kind of like thinking about posting, you want to talk to that person. You want to literally write your post as in like they pull it up and they're like, oh, at least you saw me again, didn't you? Yep. Yep. It's like you're sitting there drinking.
You're speaking to me, Michelle. No.
Drinking the Diet Dr. Pepper. You're like, oh, she's saw me drinking that. Putting the Dr. Pepper down. So you would like if you drank soda all the time, you can write about how like here's number 3 for the day. My 3rd Dr. Pepper. I know it's not good for me. I keep drinking it. I can't stop.
It's like each time I'm at the grocery store and I see people in the soda aisle like buying stuff, I want to just walk up to them and be like,
Here's your Slim.
Yeah.
And that's Audrey's story. My upline's like the biggest part of her story is she lived off of Diet Coke, not Diet Dr. Coke,
Oh.
Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And Slim just done. She doesn't want it. And that's the beauty. Like, people might see, if we don't post the right way, people are going to think like, oh my gosh, they stopped it because they didn't like, how do they have such control? Like, but no, it's not like, it wasn't hard for me to give up these things. It wasn't hard for me to give up the sugar. I literally don't want it. It wasn't hard for me to go to Menchie's the other day and watch my kids eat ice cream when I couldn't have it because I was doing a test the next day. I sat there and I was like, I'm good. I don't need any of your ice cream.
It's like what Crystal said when she ate the Cheez-Its and she's like, oh, these just don't taste as good anymore.
Exactly.
Like, that's what happens. You
Yeah.
like
It's like
eat
when
that and then you're
my
like,
kids have a Reese's. Mommy, do you want a bite? No, I don't. No. I'm
Yep.
gonna go get a piece of dark chocolate instead.
yeah.
So that's kind of how we want to post, but also how we want to message. So you don't want to discount necessarily what they're doing. You don't want to tell them they're wrong. If you tell them they're wrong, especially if you like, that's a trigger, a massive trigger for me, you guys, is being wrong. So if you tell me that what I think or what I know or what I'm doing is wrong, you're pretty much dead to me. Like, I love you, but you're basically like, that is like the moment where I'm like, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. Okay. I am very non-confrontational and I hate being wrong. So you want to be like, if they tell you that they're using a product and let's say that they're doing Optavia, you can't be like, oh, girlfriend, that is shit, even though it is. You have to be like, oh, I know a few people that are doing it. I've seen people have success with that. You don't have to tell them it's bad. You don't have to tell them it's good. You can just say, I'm proud of you for, working hard at changing your lifestyle. And I've seen some people have some success with it. But then you kind of just go into what if you had a simple solution that also helps support your like whatever they're trying to go through. So you never want to say that's bad, that's terrible. You can say, I have something that can give you a little bit more support potentially. Would you want to learn about what I've been doing is different? You can offer that. And so you're going to educate them on what we have versus what they're doing. Like, instead of paying $400 a month for puffed air, paying $200 a month for healing.
Girl, they're like, yeah, wow.
It's literally
That's a lot.
$400. It's a minimum $400 a month for Cheez-Its. It's basically what it is. But they're healing their gut because there's some probiotics in some of them. Sorry, guys, I'm getting on my pedestal over here. I can't even. I'm trying to be like, how do I tell people that's garbage without telling them it's garbage? So we want to make sure that we are acknowledging what they're saying and telling them that they're doing a good job. Like, find a way to say that they're doing good by doing Optavia, even though they're starving themselves and eating chemicals. Like I said, like, I'm proud of you for making that lifestyle change. You had to really commit to something like that. But then you're going to want to turn it in a way where, not turn it, but you want to help them see that what they're doing could be better. How can we improve what they're doing? When I have people that are, say, doing beach body, I'll talk to them and say, like, I can tell you're a lot like me, always working on your health, always staying fit, trying to up level what you're doing. I'm just curious if you're also looking for that next level of health, fitness, energy, mood, So I presented like, I'm looking for the next level. Are you too? Not saying the Beachbody really isn't that bad. It's not bad. There's better stuff. They have way too much sugar in their products. That's their big thing. But I'm like, I'm not trying to convert them from a body, I guess it's body now, a body coach or whatever they call themselves now. I can't keep track of this stuff.
They changed their whole comp plan, didn't they, recently?
I
Like,
know they changed the name, their body now, BODI. That's where I stopped. Like,
there's
I
a
stopped
massive shift,
caring
I
after
know.
that.
Like,
I didn't really care to begin with. I just saw some posts of like, I quit. I'm not a Beachbody coach anymore. And then they just I've seen it so many times that I'm just like, oh, here's another person trying to say they're not doing Beachbody. Oh, shock and
they
awe.
just rebranded.
They
Yeah.
actually still are. They just have a different name. Cracks me up. But that's a way of like, hey, what you're doing is awesome, but don't you want to take it a step further?
Or do you want to take it a step further?
Basically.
Yeah.
Do you want to see what your next level is? What do you, or you could also be like, what do you know about gut health? What are you doing to support your gut health? You can going in it with curiosity too, of like, hey, I'm so proud of you for committing and doing these things to help yourself. Help yourself. What are you doing for your gut health? And they might try and say they're doing Optavia for their gut health. But then you can ask some more questions of like, oh, do they have probiotics too? Oh, it's in their food. Oh, but what about like a yeast overgrowth? You can't really put that in food, can you? And they're going to be like, I don't know what that means. Oh, then you can educate them. And then you can also ask them like, oh, that's so cool. You're working on your gut health. Do you ever experience bloating? You probably don't ever experience bloating anymore, do you? Asking her. You always want to ask a question. Also try to stick with one question at a time. I have recently tried to be a lot better at that because I'm like, but what about this and this and this and this and this? I have so many questions. Tell me everything. So gather as much information and show as much curiosity into what they're doing in their lives as you can. That curiosity, like they're going to want to teach you and tell you and all the things. And then it's like, my turn. Can I teach you the right ways? Can I help you? Offer solution. And a lot of the times too, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I love Prove It. It's amazing. And you'd be like, oh, it's great you're having those results. This can just amplify the results you're already getting. So you don't have to stop doing this thing they love. They can keep doing that. We're just gonna, like I said,
add on.
Yep, we can add on. Because I have people all the time that they might either be doing some program or, I'm like, hey, who have you thought of? And they're like, oh, well, everyone I know is already on a program. Like, okay. But they're not on Plexus. No. Okay, so why not? Just because they're doing this doesn't mean they can't do Plexus too. It fits with every diet, whatever. Like, we all need gut health. We all need to reduce our inflammation. We all need some good quality vitamins that actually absorb into our system. We're not just peeing or pooping out. Thanks, Kirkland. You did me terribly for all my life. Any questions? Nope. Okay. What do you guys think your homework should be this week?
Our vision casting from the thing.
Yes. Yep. That's a big part of it. I want you guys to really focus on like sharing as much about the community this week as possible and really like loving on people in that space. So it can be literally asking them if they would want to be part of our community. It can be asking them if they're looking for more, like, do you have a community support in your life? Like, you can straight up be like, hey, I see you here. Cause I say that to people, like, I see you here. I see you doing what I'm doing. I see the presence that you would have, the mission that you would have. I was trying to do this with one of my babysitters. She is like very in the faith and has done like, not like a Mormon mission trip, but a mission, like, you know, mission trips. And I'm like, so when I approached her, I was like, this is very much like me living out my purpose and my mission of God, from God, and the impact that you can have. Like, she wants to go to school, do Bible school. And I'm like, great, residual income. You can do Bible school and earn money. Yay. Cause she's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like, I got you. So you can go from that direction of literally say, this is incredible. I love what I do. There is a spot in the room for you. Or you can just go into the curiosity mode of, do you have that support system in your life? I don't know who I told, but I'm having this incredible conversation with this young single mom that lives in Florida. I haven't said a word about, like, she's just telling me about what she does for a living and her baby, and her parents are moving from Ohio down to Florida and her brother lives there. Like, I have just learned so much about her life. She hasn't really asked me much about mine. I've told her parts of my story of like how I struggled as a young mom and things I experienced and that kind of stuff, but I'm just getting to know her.
How did you guys connect?
She's a Facebook friend. She put up a picture of her baby and she just looks super cute and happy. And I sent her a message. I'm like, you are so on purpose with being a mom. I am obsessed with that picture. And I just started asking her questions. And it's been really
like cool. My gal in Montana. Of course, she did that to me, but yeah.
Your gal in Montana?
Oh, no, we had good conversation last night. And I'm back to believing she's gal. She's being consistent.
You think she's real?
With, you know. Yeah, I'm back to thinking she's real.
Oh, good.
You're not being catfished.
She's friends with it. She's got this Instagram girl, and we keep going back and forth of like, is she real? Is it a real person? Or
yeah, she's been messaging me right now, but I told her I was going to be on the call already. So yeah.
But I'm planning on reaching out to this girl this week, and just because like she has a great support community from her family, but I don't know what she has. Like, she's a single mom. What mom doesn't need more to begin with? Not even take the single out of it. Right? Mm-hmm. So like, she loves her job and she works from home already. I think she loves it. It sounded like she likes the flexibility of being able to work from home while her baby's there and doesn't have to pay for childcare. Guess what we do?
I know. That's like my Mary, who is in Boston. Mm-hmm. She is in management, but she works from home. So I was like, awesome.
Yeah. I haven't gotten any pain points from this girl, but I don't need to. I can still talk to her about like
totally
community. And I'm going to ask her, like, I see you have incredible support from your parents. What about your community? And even if she's like, oh my gosh, I have the best girlfriends, they're amazing, da, 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 da. She has the community to bring in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go that direction. It doesn't need to be necessarily a pain point.
Yeah.
So yes, Crystal, so you kind of missed it because you weren't at the retreat. Some of the homework for this week is talking about the retreat and that kind of stuff. Obviously, you can't necessarily talk about the retreat, but you can still talk about the community that we have. Like, Joy put a great post up today, kind of talking about the community, but also talking about the income side of it. I put up a post today about the community. Like, you are part of a community that loves you and accepts you, and like, you haven't gotten a lot of it yet, but that's what this is right here. And you can even talk about like what it's meant for your sister and what it's meant for your daughter. I'm pretty sure Kirsten had a fabulous time, and
She's already asking when the next one is.
Yep, she was breaking dishes yesterday, like getting that shit out.
I'm surprised y'all survived her. She's kind of hard to deal with.
She was great.
She was great this weekend.
She was great.
Yeah.
Her and Deidre had a lot of bonding time, I think.
Well, that's good.
Plus,
Yeah.
it's good for young women to like be surrounded by wisdom from elders, right? Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
She for an 18-year-old,
She's
it's
an old
impressive.
soul.
What'd you say?
Yeah. She said she's an old soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's always gotten along with people older than her, more than her people her own age.
Me too.
And I had a guy, she was like 7 years old, and we were at like a paintball event or something like that. He goes, I don't even like kids. He goes, but talking to her, it's not, I don't see, it's not like I'm talking to a 7-year-old. He goes, I feel like I'm carrying on a conversation with an adult.
She
I've got
sat
this little
down with
kid.
Joy and Meredith and I and was like talking about like relationship confrontation and how to like have that like legit like coaching and therapy stuff. And I was like, how old are you, girlfriend? And she's like, we have a safe word, it's pineapple. And if we need a break, we say pineapple. And we always start a conversation of I don't even remember exactly what she said, but like
Validate.
yes,
I validate your
yes.
feelings.
I validate your feelings. You know, I see this is yours, this is mine. Like I was really impressed by her. You have a good girl.
I tried.
She's got a strong head too. It's a good thing. But it can also be a weakness. Ha, strength, weakness. You guys got that? Okay, so part of homework this week is going to be posting, sharing, talking to people about the community. Absolutely. Let's put a minimum. I want to put you like 10 people on your guys' heart for this. This should be, I feel like this should be so easy. Like just freaking, you're loving on someone in like the best way here. Like to me, I'm literally inviting someone to be part of my family when I ask them to be part of the team. And when I'm not just like, hey, I love these products, you would love them too. No, I'm like, hey, I love my family. I want you to be a part of it too. I'm like down on one knee proposing to people over here. Spilling my heart. Being a little awkward, but actually I don't feel like I'm being awkward with it. My husband was really awkward when he proposed to me. Not when he actually asked me, but like leading up to it, I was like, what is wrong with you? What is your deal? I'm so confused by what's happening right now. I could be like, is he doing it now? He doesn't have the money to do it yet. But is he he totally told me this was not gonna be happening anytime soon. So that's a big part of homework. And then really look at who can you follow up with? Who can you reach back out to? Who can you re-engage? And with that, how can you just like go into a lot of curiosity and love instead of like, hey, do you want to talk about plexus again? Just like, hey, what are you doing to help with your health? How are you feeling? How's your energy been? How's things with your relationship?
Have you been regular lately? No, I'm kidding.
When's the
I
last
wouldn't
time
leave
you
out with that
pooped?
one. That could be a follow-up.
Oh my
one, but not the
gosh.
first
Can we
one.
just do a little thing where we message people and be like, hey, I was thinking about you today. When was the last time you pooped?
Kind of like that pooping commercial of women sitting on the toilet. Yes, women poop.
I seriously, that would be
Hey.
like the funniest. That's like, hey, did you get abducted by aliens?
Yep, that's just what I was gonna say. I'm like, they'll get a response probably.
Hey, you were on my heart. Did you poop today?
You do it with the fun snap too, with the filter. Did you poop?
Oh my
Boomerang.
gosh, Sophie and I were watching your story today, and she even goes, "Oh my gosh, that's hilarious."
Yep. So I drank it at 5. My active at 5. So
Oh, you're not going to
I'm good.
bed.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I'm okay with it. It's spring break.
Oh yeah.
That's right. Okay, so that's your guys' homework. At least 10 for the community, loving on them, and then try and find 10 more that you can follow up, re-engage. You and Deidre and Crystal, I know that you have 10 people that you have talked to. Maybe it wasn't the right time. Maybe they didn't say much to you. Just think like, how can I start a conversation with them? And just talk about them. I had gotten really good at just asking those questions. Just dig a little bit deeper. I'm done with the surface. Hey, how's the weather? How are you? How many kids do you have? What are their ages? Now, what are your kids' favorite activities? Oh my gosh, those are such fun sports. Did you do those sports when you were little? Like, dig deeper. Okay. And if you're stuck, just message me. Send me a picture of the conversation. I'll get you. I'm gonna go before I'm sitting here doing that's what she said. Go deeper.
Michelle's in the mood tonight.
And with
It's a
that,
whole
I'm gonna go
vibe.
watch The Bachelor, you guys.
What? You what?
I'm gonna go eat my bug cake and watch The Bachelor now.
Oh.
I